Imagine a world where democracy was still an experiment, where kingdoms rose and fell, where philosophers weren't just thinkers. They shaped the destiny of civilizations. One man looked at the world and asked, why do some governments survive while others collapse? Why are humans naturally drawn to live together? What makes a good citizen? What is the purpose of the state? His answers became the foundation of political science. More than 2300 years ago, governments, universities, constitutions, even modern democracies still study his ideas. This is the story of Aristotle, the student of Plato, the teacher of Alexander the Great, and the father of political science. People often remember Socrates for asking questions and Plato for imagining the ideal world, but Aristotle did something different. Instead of imagining a perfect society, he carefully observed the real world. He believed knowledge should come from observation, experience, and logic, not imagination alone. That single change transformed philosophy forever. Unlike Plato, Aristotle wanted evidence. He wanted facts. He wanted comparison. And because of this scientific approach, he became known as the father of political science. Aristotle was born in 384 BCE in Stagira, a small town in northern Greece. His father, Nicomachus, served as the royal physician to the Macedonian king. Because of this, young Aristotle grew up surrounded by medicine, science, and careful observation. Perhaps that is why he later believed that everything should first be studied before being judged. At the age of 17, he traveled to Athens, the intellectual capital of Greece, to join Plato's famous academy. For nearly 20 years, he studied under Plato. Teacher and student admire each other deeply, yet eventually they become to disagree. Years later, Aristotle became the tutor of a young prince, Alexander, the same Alexander who would later become Alexander the Great. After Alexander became king, Aristotle returned to Athens and established his own school, the Lyceum. Unlike Plato's academy, students here collected plants, studied animals, compared constitutions, recorded observations, and built what many historians consider the world's first true research institute and research library. Most philosophers before Aristotle asked, what should an ideal government look like? Aristotle asked something completely different. He traveled, collected constitutions, compared governments, studied their strengths and weaknesses, and searched for patterns. Instead of imagination, he used comparison. Instead of assumptions, he used evidence. Instead of fantasy, he relied on facts. That is exactly how modern political science works today. His famous books include Politics, Nicomachean Ethics, Endymion Ethics. Together, these works explain two great questions: how should an individual live, and how should the state help people live a good life? Although Aristotle respected Plato, he refused to accept one of Plato's biggest ideas, the theory of forms. Plato believed that everything we see around us, trees, houses, chairs, people, are only imperfect copies of perfect invisible forms existing in another world. According to Plato, the perfect horse exists somewhere beyond reality. Every horse on earth is merely its shadow. Aristotle completely disagreed. He asked, if the perfect horse exists somewhere else, how does it help us understand the horse is standing right in front of us? Instead, Aristotle argued that form and matter cannot be separated. The form of a thing exists within the object itself. To understand reality, we must study the real world, not another invisible one. This disagreement changed the course of Western philosophy forever. Unlike Plato, Aristotle believed political science should work just like biology. First observe, then collect facts, compare them, study traditions, finally draw conclusions. This became his famous scientific method. He believed knowledge must be built through observation, collection of facts, evaluation, comparative analysis. Centuries later, this became the foundation of modern scientific research itself.